It's finally arrived. Tonight is the big night. Don't miss BBC Children in Need at 7 on One and iPlayer.
And throughout today, we're calling out some of the fundraising happening for children in need, like this. James Whale, who has cerebral palsy, is taking on the How Will You Roll challenge, cycling 100 laps around Westport Lake in Stoke-on-Trent. Good luck, James. Now on BBC One, Rip Off Britain.
Bingo. Surely they'd have some at the Greek restaurant.
We love it with some nice warm pita bread on the side, maybe a nice Greek salad on the side.
This was sounding promising.
The demand at the minute is not that big for the tara masalata to be on our menu.
Not even on the menu. But some of the customers liked it.
I love tara masalata. Yeah. I make it as well at home occasionally. I'm not a fan.
I didn't know there was a shortage, to be honest with you.
It was time to hit the streets.
Sorry, we can't help you because we don't know what it is.
Do you sell tara masalata in boys?
It's in short supply at the minute.
I know, that's why we're looking for some.
Make your own.
Make your own.
Make your own.
I'm not bothered about tara masalata.
But there's a national shortage, it's a crisis.
Is it? No, I don't think it is. You've not been able to find any? No. Well, I haven't got any in my fridge, I'm afraid, so I can't help you there.
Not something that's on your shopping list?
No, certainly not, no. More like braised steak, that's what I'm looking for. And onions.
You're wondering how bothered everyone is.
What about that? Is it a bar of chocolate?
Skinny Crunch Bar, well, that'll do me for now.
But all wasn't lost, because at the Sainsbury's in Hessel, cameraman Dave found this one. But then he said it was the last one, so it's probably gone by now. And guess who's in the doghouse tonight?
Simon Spark reporting there. You see, we're all in a Greek holiday mood now. I can see a bit of sun behind you there, Ben, but probably not quite as much as we get if we were in Greece.
No, perhaps not. And you might well be in a holiday mood by the end of this weather forecast, Anna, because there's quite a big change on the way. You may not like it. Today, the weather, pretty quiet autumn weather, really. There's some mist and murk around, some areas of cloud, bit of sunshine, some low cloud on the top of these hills in County Durham. Next week, it may well be that there is some snow on top of these hills. The chance for some snow and some ice as we head into next week as things turn colder. That cold air is currently lurking well away to the north behind this stripe of cloud here, this frontal system. This weather front is going to bring some rain into the north of Scotland, strong winds too through the rest of today. Just ahead of that though, this slice of sunshine in northeast Scotland, lifting temperatures to around 16 degrees. Further south, quite a lot of clouds, some mist and murk, a few bright or sunny spells. And then through this evening and tonight, we watch this weather front sinking southwards, a band of fairly patchy rain. Ahead of it, rather cloudy, some fog down towards the south. Behind our weather front, while the sky is clear, we will see some showers. It will be very windy through the night in the far north of Scotland. Gales are likely. Some parts of northern Scotland may be dipping just below freezing. Conversely, where we have that area of cloud, will be a relatively mild start to Saturday morning. We see that weather front pushing its way southwards through the day. Ahead of it, early fog lifting. It's likely to stay pretty cloudy down towards the south. Behind our weather front, the sun will come out across northern England, Northern Ireland and Scotland, although there will be some blustery showers here. Already wintry over high ground in the north of Scotland. Colder weather developing in those northern parts. Staying milder for the time being down towards the south. But even southern parts are going to be a little bit colder as we get on into Sunday. Now, a lot of dry weather around on Sunday. Some spells of sunshine. Some of these wintry showers over high ground in the north of Scotland. Later in the day, I think we will see some rain pushing in from the west into Northern Ireland, perhaps some other western parts. This will mostly be rain because temporarily there will be some slightly milder air mixing in with this weather system, and this ushers in what will be, I think, quite a complicated spell of weather. Quite a lot of uncertainty about this through the first couple of days of next week. Low pressure pushes in from the west, outbreaks of rain with that, but as it bumps into the cold air in northern parts, some places are likely to see some snow. It may be that that snow is not only over high ground, we could see some to lower levels, but the exact positioning of that is subject to change. We'll keep you posted. What looks pretty clear, though, is as that low-pressure system clears away, that cold Arctic air will sink its way southwards across all parts of the UK. Look at these temperatures during next week. Daytime highs for some of us, just 2 or 3 degrees. There will be quite a lot of fine weather, some spells of sunshine, the ongoing chance, though, of some wintry showers. It is going to feel much colder next week, Anna.
All right, we're braced. Thank you, Ben. And that is all from today's BBC News at 1. Enjoy your afternoon. Goodbye.
You're about to get lucky because we don't stop the music. Radio 1 Anthems is now streaming all day long. So you can drop it like it's hot and dance the night or day away with back-to-back tunes from the noughties to now. And you don't even need to push the button. Just say, smart speaker, play Radio 1 Anthems.
Oh dear. Callum isn't watching reality TV.
Start your engine.
He's getting a big sequined hangover cure. Lovely.
Garlic mayo.
Maz isn't watching sci-fi. She's escaping Sunday doom.
Shall be an outpost of the satanic.
And Dad isn't desperately searching for a kids show. He's calling in the backseat negotiator. Whoever you are, wherever you stream, BBC iPlayer.
It's finally arrived. Tonight is the big night. Don't miss BBC Children in Need at 7 on 1 and iPlayer.
And Rachel Addy from Barnsley is fundraising for children in need by organising chair-based aerobics for care home residents with dementia. Thanks, Rachel. Now it's time for our Friday afternoon drama, Hope Street, on BBC One. Something you won't want to miss tonight, our Strictly dancers are joined by a mystery global superstar. Children in Need 2024 live here on BBC One from 7 o'clock.
No one's seen Annie or Noah since the party last night.
There's something I need to ask you about.
Has something happened?
Ian didn't want the marriage to end.
Do you often break into the houses of your old friends?
I said I'd look after her.
That doesn't justify what you did.
The new series of Shetland continues Wednesday at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Today we're looking at AI.
Well, initially people thought
it was just sci-fi nonsense. But it's in
banking, medicine, education,
even my phone.
Oh. Generative AI can now create art, music, even
write his coursework. Yeah, so obviously I'm
afraid about the impact on jobs, but
I wouldn't let a robot do that.
The big conversations begin today on Radio 4. Listen on BBC Sounds.
You have few friends, Cromwell. They don't know how to deal with you.
When negotiation and compromise fail, and your only course is to destroy your enemy.
My own daughter defies me.
Before they wake in the morning,
always you with the bad news.
Have the axe in your hand.
The new series of Wolf Hall, The Mirror and the Light, continues Sunday at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
A charity shop antique bought for less than a tenner is the bargain of the day in the bidding room to Edinburgh in an hour. Dream homes to view first here on BBC One.
Asia with David Attenborough continues Sunday at 6:20 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Are you Susan Ryland?
Yes, that's me. It's about our daughter. She's gone missing. We think it may be because of one of your books.
Alan Conway came to your hotel.
It's clear that he used the real events as some sort of inspiration.
The real killer is named in the book. He came here, he knew something.
I should leave this alone.
But you won't.
I can't.
Moonflower Murders starts tomorrow at 9:15 on BBC One and iPlayer.
MasterChef The Professionals is back.
The competition is on.
That's the best I've seen in 10 years.
That was so intense. Time to uncover a new culinary superstar.
The new series of MasterChef The Professionals. Watch all this week's episodes now on BBC iPlayer.
With Hetty well ahead, Raj really needs to ramp it up for the Antiques Road Trip Friday finale. Heads to Hampshire in 45 minutes here on BBC One. Recording industry riches, but at what cost? Watch the battle for black music paid in full on iPlayer. Press red. Children in Need night here with a sprinkle of Strictly, a Dragon's Den special, and a Doctor Who exclusive, all from 7.
You have few friends, Cromwell. They don't know how to deal with you.
When negotiation and compromise fail, and your only course is to destroy your enemy.
My own daughter defies me.
Before they wake in the morning,
Always you with the bad news.
have the axe in your hand.
The new series of Wolf Hall, The Mirror and the Light, continues Sunday at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
No one's seen Annie or Noah since the party last night.
There's something I need to ask you about.
Has something happened?
Ian didn't want the marriage to end.
Do you often break into the houses of your old friends?
I said I'd look after her.
That doesn't justify what you did.
The new series of Shetland continues Wednesday at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Children in Need today, a group of friends from Ayr have already raised more than £3,000 by climbing the magnificent Goat Fell on Arran. It's a great achievement, guys. Well done. Now on BBC One, we're back on the road. It's the big Friday showdown.
It's the nation's favourite antique.
Asia with David Attenborough continues Sunday at 6:20 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Today we're looking at AI.
Well, initially people thought
It was just sci-fi nonsense. But it's
Banking, medicine, education.
Even my phone.
generative AI can now create art, music, even write his coursework. Yeah, so obviously I'm
afraid about the impact on jobs, but I wouldn't let a robot do that.
The big conversations begin today on Radio 4. Listen on BBC Sounds.
You're about to get lucky because we don't stop the music. Radio 1 Anthems is now streaming all day long. So you can drop it like it's hot and dance the night or day away with back-to-back tunes from the noughties to now. And you don't even need to push the button. Just say, smart speaker, play Radio 1 Anthems.
Tonight on BBC One, a dazzling Dragon's Den, a kids' takeover on Graham Norton's red chair, and a secret Strictly superstar. Children in Need night live from 7. But now it's a Friday rollover. Into the weekend with a tiger encounter, the breathtaking new series Asia on iPlayer. Press red now. A glittering night of stars out. It's Children in Need on BBC One. Music, comedy and serious surprises here live from 7.
It's finally arrived. Tonight is the big night. Don't miss BBC Children in Need at 7 on One and iPlayer.
Oh, sorry.
Are you serious?
You got jokes, yeah?
Everybody happy?
Yes.
It's exactly the effect I wanted and more.
Comedy to lift your mood on BBC iPlayer.
Hello? Do you want to know about the week in music?
The good, the bad, the ugly.
You're just in time. Things are about to get very personal. There was this one time when...
It's me. Wait a minute. We're going to go through everything.
Listen to these and many more amazing podcasts on BBC Sounds.
What's that noise then?
You've been weird. People are noticing.
Just think you should get tested.
The hum is not your enemy.
What is it?
The Listeners starts Tuesday at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
At 6, the news now on BBC One with Jane Hill.
Today at 6, 4 teenagers and a man in his 40s are convicted of murdering 2 teenagers in a case of mistaken identity. Mason Rist and Max Dixon were best friends. They were attacked with machetes just yards from one of their homes in Bristol. A month after they were banned in England and Wales, BBC News finds zombie-style knives and machetes can still be bought online.
I'm in the Isle of Lewis, where the imminent Sunday opening of a supermarket is causing quite a controversy.
Squaring up for a fight later tonight, 58-year-old Mike Tyson faces YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul. And the ride of his life, Paddy McGuinness raises millions for children in need after cycling 300 miles on a chopper bike.
It's just 1 hour to go until this year's televised appeal for children in need. There's going to be stars, surprises and, of course, plenty of Pudsey.
On BBC London, should a tourist tax be put in place for visitors to the capital? City Hall are looking to other European cities where similar charges have been introduced.
Well, also tonight, Children in Need gets underway, in fact, in half an hour's time. And Radio 2's Paddy McGuinness has already raised more than £7 million by cycling 300 miles from Wrexham to Glasgow. Let's head to our correspondent, Noor Nanji, who's at the Children in Need studio in Salford. What's happening there?
Well, this is the stage where all of the action will be taking place. There's going to be sketches, performances, appearances from a number of celebrities. And, of course, it's Pudsey's big night. How are you feeling, Pudsey? You excited? Oh, well, of course, this is the big set-piece event. But there have been loads of events and activities taking place in the run-up to tonight's show. Whoops and cheers as Paddy McGuinness finished his epic cycle ride this morning. From Wrexham to Glasgow, all on a kid's bike.
We're on the final bit now.
His almost 300-mile journey was gruelling at times.
Oh, please tell me it goes downhill now.
But it was all worth it for this moment. 7.5 million pounds for children in need. In Media City in Salford, the final preparations are underway for tonight's annual televised appeal. So how are you feeling? Are you excited? Are you nervous?
All of the above. I've got a lot of energy, and it's all about pacing yourself and controlling that energy, getting yourself in the right mindset. We're going to have a live audience in the studio, got millions of people at home watching.
At the heart of it all, it's the children. And tonight's show will include a special performance by the BBC Children in Need Choir, featuring kids who have themselves been supported by the charity. With the money raised tonight going a long way towards helping children and families across the UK who need it most. Well, there's just half an hour to go now. The audience are already in place. There's a lot of excitement building up. It all kicks off at 7 p.m. live on BBC One.
Noor Nanji, thank you very much. So quickly to the weather then. Here's Stav Daneos. Hello.
Thanks, Jane. Hi there. Good evening to you. Well, it looks like we're going to see the first cold snap of the season, significantly cold as we head through the weekend into next week. Chance of some snow and some ice. You have to stay tuned to the forecast because some uncertainty to where the sleet and snow will be falling as details continue to change. The cold air is already engaging northern Scotland behind this cold front through tonight with strong winds, and that cold air will sink southwards, as you can see, through Saturday and Sunday. So by Sunday, we're all into that colder air, but there should be a lot more sunshine for many of us on Sunday. So for large parts of England, Wales, Northern Ireland, we'll see that front spreading southwards. A lot of cloud around, outbreaks of rain, less cold here than will be across most of Scotland tonight, where we'll see clear spells, blustery showers, strong winds and temperatures. We could see a touch of frost, maybe even some ice there, but much milder further south, double figure values to start Saturday. But it means large parts of England and Wales will be rather grey on Saturday with some patchy rain as that cold front continues to sink southwards, as I showed you earlier on the air mass chart. the colder air begins to sink in. So the temperatures drop, but we should start to see more sunshine across the northern half of the country. So it's blustery showers, sunshine in the north, cloudier with some rain in the south on Saturday. By Sunday, we're all into that colder air, so plenty of sunshine, some showers around, turning wintry on the hills across Scotland. And then we look to this new area of low pressure, which will start to push in off the Atlantic later on Sunday. And it's this feature which could give some sleet and snow. You see temperatures lower for all areas on Sunday, so we're all into that cold air. That area of low pressure could bring some milder, wet, windy weather to the south for a time. It's on its northern flank where we could see some snow across northern England, Scotland. And then as that pulls away, we're all into very cold Arctic air. You can see that here on the outlook. We start next week with some rain, some sleet and snow on the hills, and then it's colder both by day and by night for all areas towards the end of the week. Jane.
Stav, thank you very much. And that is the BBC News at 6.
Already noticed. It's Children in Need Day today, and the telethon gets underway right after this programme at 7 p.m. Proceeds raised will go to lots of local charities and organisations that support children and young people across the UK. Well, we've sent Wendy Hurrell to a school in Havering this evening, which is hosting a watch party, and that's where we can join her now. So it's a goodbye from me as Wendy takes over from here. Wendy, over to you.
Thank you very much, Alice. Well, yes, Havering certainly knows how to throw a party. We have jazz dancers here. We've got bunting, we've got yellow balloons. Of course, we have the guest of honour. Over there is Pudsey Bear, of course. And we are throwing this watch party for two sisters, Anya and Amira. And we met them a year ago. They are members of the Habit Factory. These guys here, they're an inclusive theatre group. They'd had a really tough time for a couple of years after their mum was diagnosed with cancer, and this group helped them give their bounce back. So this party this evening is for them. Their friends from the Habit Factory are here, their friends from school are here, and to tell us a little bit more about how the Habit Factory has helped these sisters, here is Hannah. Now, when they first joined the Habit Factory, what were Anya and Amira like?
So Amira specifically, she sort of struggled to come into the space. For her, it was about saying goodbye to mum at the door. So we really needed to build that confidence of being able to feel confident, saying, bye mum, I'm here, this is my thing now. Anya, it was a case of she just lacked sort of some confidence with performing, but now she's really grown. She's going on to apply for a Performing Arts Academy attached to a school, so we helped her with her show reel, so she was filming some singing, some acting, some dancing, and just watching her shine has been huge. And now Amira, she comes into the space, she's absolutely fine. She's smiling, she's grinning, she's here, she's like, I'm ready, this is my safe space.
You have done so much for those girls, haven't you? And now they're singing in the BBC Children in Need Choir. We're going to be watching them a little bit later on. Can you believe how far they've come?
No, I literally can't. It hasn't sunk in. I feel like I'm just so proud of them. I think it won't sink in until I see them on the screen and I'm like, that's them. Like, they've come so far. I'm just, proud isn't even the word. We are just all so proud of them. We are behind them, we're rooting for them, and we are, of course, cheering them on.
Yeah, absolutely. You're behind them all the way. I know you are, because you're so supportive, aren't you? They've got lots of friends here, haven't they?
They do, yeah. They are all just so excited. It's all we've been talking about all week in membership programmes, and they're all like, Anya and Amira are going to be on TV. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. So, well, we can't wait to see them. Thank you very much, Hannah. Yes, so that's it. We're here because we're going to see them singing in the choir. They've been practising online. They got together with the rest of the choir today. I spoke to them earlier. We're going to hear from them a little bit later on. But the fact that they are able to do this is largely because of their time spent with the Habit Factory, which is a charity that has been supported by funds from Children in Need. It's one of many charities across London that does amazing work for children and young people in the capital. And I want you to meet those from another one now. Kelly Jordan said of this charity that she works for, it's small and mighty. It's called Mum's Aid, and it does incredible work for young mothers and their absolutely adorable babies. Take a look.
A safe place to stay and play in southeast London. Mum's Aid is a mental health charity for mothers offering specialist counselling. 10 years ago, it received funding from BBC Children in Need, specifically to support young mums. This young mums group has been amazing. Like, they've just done
everything.
You're a happy baby. So mummy's doing all right, isn't she? Hey?
These mums had their babies in their teens. Some have been through the care system themselves, and many don't have a family support network.
All that they need, due to their own past traumas, they just, more than anything, they need someone to be kind. They need a friendly ear. They need a safe space where they can go to without judgment for a bit of advice. They meet other young mums and they form friendships, and that support network as well is just so valuable. They do love their children so much and they want to give them a different life to what they've had.
Some mums who don't have this support, obviously they must feel quite isolated, and obviously the babies get to make friends as well. Yeah. So yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing being here, isn't it?
Young Mums Aid works with those living in unsuitable or insecure accommodation. Much of Kelly's work is advocacy.
She just helps any forms we need filling out, or with housing and just anything you really need. They also help with therapy, and I think therapy with Mums Aid was a big part that helped me process everything that I was going through.
So you must have seen a huge change in yourself. You must feel different now.
Even the therapist noticed as well. She was like, "You're more happy now." I was like, "I know."
She loves being your mummy.
You're okay.
You're okay,
You just want a hug, don't you?
They would just have really positive outcomes, the mums and their little ones, and yeah, just lead happy lives. That's all we want for them. It means so much to have the funding.
Well, as Kelly said there, the funding makes all the difference, and that is making a tangible difference to children's lives in London. And we're here at the watch party because we are going to be seeing Anya and Amira singing in the BBC Children in Need Choir a little bit later on. I'm with some of Anya's friends here. What's your name?
Emily.
Emily?
Ramisha.
Ramisha. Okay, so how do you think they're going to be feeling right now?
A bit nervous and excited too.
Yeah, and how good is Anya at singing and dancing?
Really good. I've seen her dance and sing.
Yeah, okay, good. And so, what do you think is the first question you're going to ask when she gets back to school about this whole experience? Because it's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
How was it?
How was it? Yeah. And she's been sending you messages today, hasn't she?
Yeah.
What's she been sending you?
She was just like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to be on
a bit."
TV.
And she's exploring Manchester as well, isn't she? Bless her. Yeah. And so what do you think she gets out of being in the Habit Factory? Does she talk about being in the Habit Factory?
Yeah.
She does. What does she say about it?
She says it's really fun and she really enjoys it, so I think she's going to have a good time.
Yeah. And you must have seen her change over the last couple of years. How has she changed, would you say?
I remember when she first found out about her mum, she was really upset. She was very quiet, but now I've seen she's really outgoing, extrovert kind of attitude.
Yeah. And so much so she's now singing live to the nation. I mean, that's quite something.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Is it something you would be comfortable doing?
I would be nervous, extremely nervous.
And are you having a good time this evening watching the Habit Factory? And Pudsey here. Have you met Pudsey before?
Yeah.
You have met Pudsey? Oh, yes, he gets everywhere, doesn't he, at this time?
Yes.
Well, listen, I spoke to Anya and Amira earlier on when they're in Manchester, and they were very excited, and as you guessed, they were very nervous as well. And I caught up with them between rehearsals because they've been extraordinarily busy today, and even when we were talking to them, there were people walking around in the corridor and getting in the way, as you will see when we spoke to them a little bit earlier on.
Well, the big performance happens in Manchester this evening. Anya and Amira have been exploring between rehearsals.
Tell me everything. What have you been doing today?
We've been having rehearsals with Mark, and we've had a few breaks now. And we've been taking lots of pictures outside and inside the studio.
And what's everybody like? Have you met all your other choir singers?
Yeah.
What are they like?
everyone's really kind and we all know what we're going through and then we're supporting each other as we go.
And when you're all singing together, how is that sounding now?
Sounding like we're in a proper choir.
Are you going to make us all cry and get emotional when you're singing tonight?
Probably.
Is that your choir master?
Oh, hello.
How are you?
I'm really well. I'm sorry I can't be there for the party, but I've got a job to do.
And it's not long before we see them on stage. So how are you feeling right now?
Good. I feel excited, but a bit nervous.
Good luck, girls.
Sorry, Amira.
Well, that choir is going to be a key part of this evening's appeal show for sure. And there are many others across London who have been doing extraordinary things to raise money for children in need. Our own radio presenters, of course, have been swimming a lot. They've raised something like £148,000. And I think, Pudsey, you're going to like this next film. Here is how some others have raised money for children in need. Chris Legg can tell you more.
Among the many people challenging themselves for children in need this year, cyclists from Rafa Club and the Chain Gang Cyclists on a 113-kilometre trek through the capital. Utilising Strava GPS, in the past they've used their bikes to draw an Olympian, a tiger and a pair of koi carp.
I have the map on my phone. This is the map that I've spent about a month working on.
Nico Giorgio from Hither Green designs the routes, and for children in need he's come up with something special. You can probably guess what it is, but before we see it in all its glory, let's meet some of the team.
You've reached the halfway point. How's that feeling?
Good. We've got a long way to go yet, and it's quite tiring because it's stop-start, so it's not your normal cycle, but we're going to get there.
We've come up with a few obstacles. One of the parks was closed. We've had to hike through a wood and forest in Hampstead.
Yeah.
After 12 hours on the road, the route was complete and created in Strava art, our very own Pudsey Bear.
Pudsey, I felt that would be such a cute thing to do. Let's draw Pudsey and let's just do it for charities.
I mean, Pudsey is like a really well-loved figure. If you say Pudsey to anyone in the UK, they know what he looks like. You know, I don't think it's been done before in the history of children in need, so we're really happy that we could contribute something so unique and get people to sponsor us to raise money for children in need.
What a picture.
Go Pudsey!
Chris Legg, BBC London.
Isn't that clever? What did you think of that, Pudsey? Yeah, no, they made a picture of him on the map. Now, we are here at a watch party. We are hoping to see the BBC Children in Need Choir later on because Anya and Amira, members of the Habit Factory, are going to be performing in it. And here are some other members of the Habit Factory. How do you like this party, Liam? Are you having a good time?
Yes, I do.
You do. And how are you feeling right now?
Happy and sad.
Happy and sad at the same time. Okay, we'll see if we can do better.
I like our tea.
Okay. How much do you love the Habit Factory and dancing? This much? This much?
This much.
This much. There you go. I mean, Liam, what a star. I mean, and you are good friends with Anya, is that right? So tell me a little bit about Anya. How do you think she's going to be feeling at this point?
Happy.
I think she'll be really excited, but I'm sure she'll do fine.
She'll do fine, yeah. Did you give her any tips before she went?
Yes.
What did you tell her?
I said just smile at the camera.
There you go. And what's the motto here? The motto is...
Wrong but strong.
Wrong but strong, that will do. And what do you think of your friend? How proud are you at this moment?
I think Anya's going to do great and she's probably a little bit nervous, but she'll do fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She's used to performing, isn't she?
Yeah.
And you, how long have you been with the Habit Factory? A long time?
Maybe a year.
A year. And what do you love about it? What do you love?
I just like dancing and all the singing and the shows. It's just great fun.
Yeah, and have you made lots of friends here?
Yeah, I've made loads of
What's the
friends.
friendship thing like here?
It's amazing. Like, you make so many new friends. You meet everyone.
High five, Pudsey. High five for Liam. There you go.
no matter who you are, you've always got friends and you always feel happy with that.
There we go, that's really nice. And so very shortly we are going to see your friend on the telly singing live. Wow. Yes. I know, wow. What are you most excited about at this point?
Probably seeing her on the telly.
There you go. I mean, not long now. So that is going to happen very shortly, of course. We'll be back a little bit later, but first of all, here's the weather with Stav.
Thanks very much, Wendy. Good evening to you. Well, it's been pretty mild, actually, the last few days, with more sunshine than what we had over the last few weeks. But as we move through the weekend, it will start to turn a bit colder, particularly on Sunday. We'll see the best of the sunshine on Sunday, a lot of cloud into tomorrow, and that's because we've got this cold front sinking southwards across the country. It will push some cloud across the southeast as we head through tonight, but after the clear skies for the first half of the night, it will actually turn quite chilly. Could be down to 2 or 3 degrees across the southern home counties. But as the cloud moves in, then temperatures should rise a little bit. Saturday then, here's the cold front, much colder air behind it already across the northern half of the UK. We're still in the milder air for Saturday, but as we move into Sunday, the blues will be right across the country, so it'll feel chilly. So a rather cloudy picture for Saturday then, grey and gloomy, some spots of rain with that cold front as it begins to sink southward, certainly into the afternoon period. So sunshine really will be quite limited throughout the day on a Saturday. Those temperatures holding up into double figures, so we're still in that mild air mass like I showed you, 11 or 12 degrees, the wind's light from the west. And then through Saturday night, eventually that cold front pushes southwards, takes the rain with it, skies clear, but then we're into the colder air. So to start Sunday, it'll be chillier across the board, down to around 3 or 4 outside the M25, 5 or 6 in the city centre. So here's Sunday's picture then. We're in that blue Arctic air mass, so a chilly day to come for all with fairly brisk northwesterly winds. We'll see a little bit of cloud just passing through at times, but a lot of sunshine around, though it will feel quite cool in that stronger northwesterly winds, temperatures 8 or 9 degrees. It will be noticeable when you factor in the northwesterly wind. And then as we move into the start of next week, we'll see this area of low pressure move in. That could bring some rain, some windy weather. I think most of the snow will be to the north of us. As it pulls away, though, it turns a lot colder. Temperatures by day, 4 or 5 degrees. Nights will be cold and frosty. But on the plus side, with that cold Arctic air, it will be brighter with some sunshine. Back to you, Wendy.
Thank you very much, Stav. Thank you very much, Stav. Well, it's not long now until the fundraising show begins at 7 o'clock, just after this programme comes off air. We are here in Havering for a watch party to see Anya and Amira singing in the BBC Children in Need Choir. We are having fabulous fun here. Pudsy's had a good time, haven't you? Yes, you've had a brilliant time. And it's all, of course, to raise money for grassroots charities across London and the home counties that make such incredible differences to children's lives. But I think the girls need to feel the love from here in Havering. These guys are going to sing their encouragement. Are you ready, Habit Factory? Yeah! Take it away!
Never forget where you're coming from. Never pretend that it's all real. Someday, soon this will all be someone else's dream. This will be someone else's dream.
Here's what's coming up on BBC Sport this weekend. Tomorrow, it's the North London Derby and the Women's Super League. Tottenham facing Arsenal. That's on BBC One from 1:15. Then at 5:40, England taking on the world champions South Africa at Twickenham. There's commentary of that on BBC Sounds. And on Sunday, there's international netball as England play Jamaica. That's on 2 on BBC Two. And don't forget Sports Day at 6:30 and 7:30 tomorrow and Sunday on BBC News.
Join us this weekend as our remaining 8 couples head to the Tower Ballroom, each hoping to illuminate the famous dance floor with their routines. I'm so overwhelmed.
It's going to be a great night.
Strictly Come Dancing Blackpool Week, tomorrow at 6:45 on BBC One in Dowplay.
And
and welcome to BBC One. It's Dean Idiot with you live, and let's come together because Putsy's putting on a show. Stars, surprises, fun and fundraising. This Children in Need Night 2024.
An incredible.
Maz isn't watching sci-fi, she's escaping Sunday doom.
Shall be an outpost of the satanic...
Katie's not watching crime drama.
Are you sure you're not coming, love? We'll be a wench down.
She's making her own family seem normal. Nice. And Dad isn't desperately searching for a kids' show. He's calling in the backseat negotiator. Whoever you are, wherever you stream, BBC iPlayer.
Asia with David Attenborough continues Sunday at 6:20 on BBC One and iPlayer.
This is BBC One. Now with the news at 10. Rita Chakrabarti.
Tonight at 10, 5 people are convicted for the murder of 2 teenage best friends who were killed in a case of mistaken identity. Mason Rist and Max Dixon were stabbed to death just metres from Mason's front door in Bristol.
As it goes on longer, I know that it's real and it's my reality. And I know that Max is not coming home.
We discover how zombie-style knives and machetes can still be bought online a month after being banned in England and Wales. Also tonight, bitter cold, barbed wire and the border wall between Iran and Turkey, the lengths people go to flee Afghanistan and the Taliban. 4,000 illegal miners are holed up underground in South Africa, being denied food and water by the authorities. Former Tory MP William Ragg gives his first broadcast interview after the scandal that ended his career. And a musical first at Wembley Arena. Mercury Prize winners Ezra Collective become the first jazz band to headline there.
And on BBC London, a possible new tax for the capital. Not for people who live or work here, but for those who want to holiday here.
Good evening. 4 teenagers and a man in his